Now let's bring back in my co-host Jeff Small, as well as our next guest, Scott McLean. He's CEO of McLean Advisory Group and has over 35 years experience in financial services. Scott's also the host of Financial Insanity, a weekly educational radio show that you can hear on WBNJ. Scotty, thanks so much for being with us today on The Income Generation.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks for asking me. I'm glad to be here.
So tell us, are people more nervous this year about their taxes in light of everything else they've been through in 2020?
I think they're nervous about the stimulus. Is it taxed or not taxed? They're nervous about, can they get out of their house? What do they do with the money? They're kind of concerned about the whole thing. Taxes are taxes. There's new changes, but I think overall, it's just another tax year. They need help. They need guidance.
So, Scotty, what are some of the most common questions you're hearing this year, this tax season, from your clients in the income generation?
Stimulus check, taxation. How come I didn't get my stimulus check? How do they work the numbers? Should I do anything different? Should I convert to Roths? They're concerned about the new president and his tax rules. Are they going to go up? What's going to happen? How should they do Roth conversions now versus later if the tax rule changes? So there are some concerns out there, Jeff.
You heard, of course, what Ed Slott said just a moment ago. So what do you think? Do you think tax brackets are going to go up? Taxes are going to change in the Biden administration in 2021? Or do you think they're going to have enough common sense to wait until we're through the pandemic a bit more before that happens?
If he doesn't forget that he's got to focus on so many other things, I would hope, as you stated, Dave, he'll put that off till 2022. 2021, I think he's got so many other things on his plate that he's trying to fix or adjust or revamp that I hope, for our sakes, our clients' sakes, that he puts it off, because that's going to really be a left hook to the economy and to families.
Sure. Hey, and I know you could talk for hours about this, but in the final minute we have left in this segment, tell us about your motivation for your book, The Three Blind Mice.
Well, my motivation was you, Dave, because you said, Scott, people need to know the information. They need to know the basics, the traps that the financial planners are not telling their clients. I think you were the big motivation, saying, Scotty, get this thing out, which is how the financial industry is leading people to a mousetrap. And I think not working with your accountant, your financial planner, and your lawyer, working together in consortium is wonderful. It's almost like having your cars in alignment. The wheels are in alignment, better gas mileage, better efficiency, and no wear and tear. Now, people are not paying attention to that. And so I'm thanking you for encouraging me to finish up the book. And it was a great hit like Jeff's. Jeff was a tremendous seller and great information. So thank you for allowing me to share that. People need to speak to their advisors, the accountant, the lawyer, and the financial planner together in consortium.
Yep, great advice. And it's all your words of wisdom. I'm glad I was able to encourage you to get it all down out of your head and into print. So don't go away, Scott. When we come back, we're going to change the subject and talk a little bit about earning interest on your money, the financial markets, and a lot more with Scott McLean. We'll be right back in a moment, right here on The Income Generation. Welcome back to The Income Generation. I'm David Scranton, and I'm here with my co-host Jeff Small, as well as our good friend Scott McLean, CEO of McLean Advisory Group.
Scott, it's great to see you. I hope you are staying warm in New Jersey. I know you guys are going through a bitter cold.
Don't rub it in like that. Come on, Jeff. That's not fair.
That's not nice. Come on.
Well, okay. Listen, warm wishes to you from Florida.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, so let's redirect here and focus on the show on the income generation. So, Scott, one of the things that we like to discuss on this show is how retirees and pre-retirees can create income and make the shift from growth to conservation and income. How do you do that for your customers?
Education, Jeff, educating them on going from the growth to the income sector. As old as I am, at 62, heading to 63, we grew up in a time when the market was screaming in the 80s, and we kind of stay in that mode. The market took off, then it had a couple left hooks, 2000, 2007. And yet, had you invested, let's say, in a treasury in 2000, it was about 6.5%. no risk, no worries. Today, people are worried. The market's sizzling right now. Are they sizzling because of the growth because of the G, or as Dave would say, or is it the I, the income from dividends and interest? And by getting people to educate them how to get dividends and interest and get their mind off of just growth, that is the challenge. And I think if people are really concerned and really want to understand what they're doing, this is what I would tell them to focus on, which is why you have a wonderful show, Jeff.
So, Scotty, what are the investments, the tools, the programs that we utilize to create income today? What do you like for your clients? How do we create income for our clients?
We're creating income, obviously, as you've been teaching and in your wonderful book you put out, by dividends and interest. And dividends obviously come in several manners, whether they're preferred stocks, you can get them. You can get growth stocks with dividends, but not as much. You can get bonds. So there's tools out there in the tool chest that are really helpful. Yes, the market's hot like it was in 1928, and everybody didn't want to have the fear of missing out. And they jumped in, and of course they, as the tide went out, we found out they had no clothes on. Well, we don't want that to happen again. So income generating could be a tremendous tool, which I believe, as you all do, so you can get a nice income. So every day on a Monday or a Tuesday of the first of the month, there's a check waiting in the mailbox, not having to worry about the markets, but enjoying your retirement, which every retiree should deserve and wants.
So do you think the reason the markets are so high now is because people are a little less fearful now? They're starting to get a little more confident of the economy and the markets and maybe the vaccine. Is that what you're hearing when you talk to clients every day in New Jersey, even though you guys are still, partially locked down, is at least the way I like to think of it?
We are locked down, and people have a lot of money coming in. The stimulus checks are here, but there's nowhere to go. So they get the energy, and they see the stocks going up, and they say, as Jeff would say, the fear of missing out, not jumping in, and they want to start playing the market. And this could be dangerous. And I agree with you, Dave. Everybody wants to make $1 million. As I said to my clients the other day, everybody wants cake and ice cream. They just don't want the cholesterol or the fat. And I think that's what they're looking at. Yeah. Perhaps it could come up.
Yeah, great way to put it.
Dave, can I plug Scotty's book? Can I plug his book?
Absolutely, go right ahead. Because
all right, Scotty, listen, I keep this book in my reception area right next to mine, and I appreciate the compliments, but share with us, what are the 1 or 2 top lessons folks can learn from your book on learning those angles and avoiding those mouse traps?
Number one, I think as working with clients, I want to know if they have ears that they want to listen or ears they want to talk. Do they have the right mindset? Do they want to learn what's going on? What I mean by that, Jeff, with the art of, I believe, our business or my firm and your firm is understanding the client completely, understanding that their goals and their dreams. And on top of their goals and their dreams, without understanding taxes and understanding where it goes when you pass away, a big piece of people's portfolios or their mindset, or when they sleep well at night, are they sleeping well? By understanding how the 3 blind mice, the accountant, the lawyer, and the financial planner, are they really working together? Obviously, they're all good. The problem is they have their own agenda. Mm-hmm. I think that's the biggest challenge, which is why I wrote the book. And I think I wanted people to get a lot of tools inside the book on not just fluff. There's a lot of stuff in there, I promise you. And if they read it, they'll understand the traps that are set for them, the internal fees and costs and taxes and legal expenses they can avoid.
Well, Scotty, I couldn't agree with Jeff more. It's a fantastic book, 3 Blind Mice by Scott McLean, financial advisor extraordinaire from New Jersey. We're out of time. Thanks so much for being back with us and being a friend of the Income Generation. And you stay with us. We're not done yet. We have more to come right here in a moment on the Income Generation. We'll be right back.